Because here's the thing, through cross-checking, you should have identified what the customer hold as value to them. Now it's time to use that information and custom make a offer for them. All right, so the first thing we're gonna cover is the value points, right? As you're asking your questions in the previous lesson, as we was talking about asking those questions, the reason you're asking those questions is because one, you want to find out what this customer hold as value to them, not what you feel like is valuable, but what they feel like is valuable, because ultimately the decision maker is making decisions based on what is going to help fix their problem, and through that problem being fixed is going to be through different value points, right? So making sure that we use those value points that we gathered through our cross check is really going to help make this offer strong. It strengthens your offer, okay? So don't just gloss over that part with those value points. Make sure, and another thing before I jump into point two, with value points, you're going to get a lot of information from that customer in regards to what they hold as value. It's up to you to figure out how to position that particular piece of information. Now, you don't want to use every single value point that you have when you're making the offer, okay? Because what'll happen is you'll drown them in a bunch of information, and now you're gonna sound real salesy. And you don't want to be salesy. You want them to feel like they're making a decision. And the only way they can feel like that is that you're only hitting on a few points that's really, really important to them. And if you do that properly, then you'll earn a favorable decision, okay? Now, the next thing that we're gonna talk about that kind of bridges off the value points is the differences between features versus benefits. All right, so when you're talking to a customer, and here's the thing, your business, I can assure you, you probably have a bunch of different features that you can provide, but features won't make a person make a buying decision. Now, when you, like, say for an example, right, when Steve Jobs came up with the, let's see if you guys remember this, the iPod, right? Because we went from a CD player to an iPod. Now everybody has their music on their phone, but just stick with me for a second. It had a bunch of features. You can download 1,000 songs. You can, it fits in your pocket. That's a feature. It you can connect it to your car, like you had an auxiliary cord and all this kind of fun stuff, right? But those are just the features. The benefits were, to go back on that, the auxiliary part, if you had a car, it's now beneficial for you now to take your music with you on the go. You also had 1,000 songs, so now you're not having to flip through a bunch of CDs. Your favorite songs are now on one device. It made it convenient for you, right? So forth and so on. So the features that you have, yes, they're nice, but how do you tie those features into a benefit for the customer? So you do that by listening to what they said that's valuable to them. You take the features that you offer and you move it through, just like this. You actually move what you can do from their value points to the features that you offer and show them how it's going to be beneficial to their situation. And that is what's going to keep their interest. You're going to make their ears perk up if you do this the right way, okay? Now, the next piece to this really quick, once you have done that, you want to offer the solution, okay? Now that you have gone through here, you've taken their value points, you highlighted the features and how those features are beneficial to them. Now it's time to show how those benefits will solve their problem. If you actually flow like this, you're going to answer a lot of questions that they have subconsciously in their mind that they haven't asked you yet. And if you do that the right way, by the time you get down to the point where it's time to ask for the sale, or what I like to do or like to say is go for the close, it makes it that much easier to close them as a customer and a client